And I was squatting with a friend in Abacha Barracks, Dauda. So after some time, there were a lot of issues in the barracks. They find thrown children in the babies, newborn babies. So they make a rule that if you're above 80, you should leave the barracks. So I was like, okay, I'll look for accommodation. I went to Chika to look for accommodation and got one. I think it was 80,000 per annum. And they now said I should come and pay the following morning. I looked for the money, I couldn't say. I've come to do works and housing, rally around in the afternoon until evening before I was able to get 80,000. And I rushed to pay. As I was going to the compound, somebody was leaving. I met the landlord and said, I've come to pay. He said, did you see the person that just passed? I said, yes, he just paid for the room. I asked you to come in the morning and I did not see you. So I've collected this money. I said, oh no, why now? Thank you for coming again as I share my testimony or my life story. I stopped the other time on how God provided a job for me in Federal Ministry of Works and Housing without connection, without knowing anybody except God. On the 7th February 2001, I resumed as a technical officer in the Federal Ministry of Works. When I came there, I discovered that a lot of us Northerners are looking at the place as a Yoruba ministry. If you are not one of them, you may not succeed, you won't go far. And so I found myself in the water and sanitation because I study water civil engineering department, water and sanitation division, where I worked under a lot of people. Actually, the head was Yoruba director, deputy directors, many of them were like that. And I worked for about 2 years. I was given grade level 07 that time because that was the vacancy that was existing. But my mates, graduates, all HND degree were given 08. So I wrote to the ministry complaining. They rejected it and said that there's nothing they can do since I've accepted it. So I work in Federal Ministry of Works. Then the salary was still not much. And I was squatting with a friend in Abacha Barracks, Dauda. So after some time, there were a lot of issues in the barracks. They find thrown children in the babies, newborn babies. So they make a rule that if you're above 80, you should leave the barracks. So I was like, okay, I'll look for accommodation. I went to Chika to look for accommodation and got one. I think it was 80,000 per annum. And they now said I should come and pay the following morning. I looked for the money, I couldn't say. I've come to do works and housing, rally around in the afternoon until evening before I was able to get 80,000. And I rushed to pay. As I was going to the compound, somebody was leaving. I met the landlord and said, I've come to pay. He said, did you see the person that just passed? I said, yes, he just paid for the room. I asked you to come in the morning and I did not see you. So I've collected this money. I said, oh no, why now? I now came back to the office the following day, shared with a very close friend of mine who is a Muslim, Abraham Bako. We did CAT Poly together. He did his HND in CAT Poly. I was in water resources. I served in Anambra. He was serving in Bayelsa. And we were given employment the same day. I from Bauchi, he from Niger State, the same office. So I told him, Bako, see, I went to pay accommodation as I told you. He said, come to Suleja now. I said, Suleja. Transport to Suleja. He said, we have staff bus. It will take you to and fro. To even be cheaper than Chika where you pay by yourself. Is that so? He said, let's go. Because he's a close friend, we studied together. I went and got the accommodation. Room and parlor, 60,000. Not even one room. So I felt that is a good bargain. I paid immediately and started joining the staff bus from Abuja to Suleja. As you later understand, not knowing that my wife is just the next street to where the accommodation was. But that's story for another day. So in works and housing, I work. After 2 years, still struggling with finances, but after 2 years, I went for Christmas in Bauchi and decided to visit an auntie. When I went to the auntie's place, I met one of her relatives. And he too was working in Abuja. She said, I see my brother now working in Abuja. I said, why are you? He said, Civil Service Commission. I said, I in works and housing. I said, which level are you? I told him 7. That's after 2 years. He said, but you are a graduate. I said, yes. Why 7? I said, that was the vacancy. I wrote the result to know I work in Federal Civil Service. Come and meet me when we resume January. I said, okay. January, I went and met him. When I met him, he said, well, write application again that you are met on 8 and you are on 7. I wrote. He made sure it got to Civil Service Commission from the ministry, because the other time they stopped it at the ministry. When he went to the ministry, he took it to the boss. They now approve grade level 8 from the day I was employed. And they calculate all the difference in salary for 2 years and paid me. And that was the seat I also have for business. God helping me, I bought 2 motorcycles and rented out for Okada, one in Abuja and one in Suleja. And that also afforded me the opportunity to go to Bauchi every weekend for my PhD program. PGD program, because with HND, you know, be registered as an engineer, you must do postgraduate diploma. So one of them was giving me every week. I'll use it to go to Abacha University Bauchi for my PGD. And successfully in 1 year, I completed it. And when I came back, and they were telling me, write Korean exams so that you'll be registered engineers. A lot of them write 1, 2 without passing. Write early so that you can, even if you don't pass, second, third one, you should be able to pass. Because without your engineering certificate, you will not cross grade level 10. And that's how I enrolled and registered for Korean exams. And I wrote it once. And God helping me, I passed it. So they were calling me the youngest engineer in Federal Ministry of Works and Housing there. And as God will have it, a lot of them, my colleagues that were employed, 37 engineers were employed along with me. That a lot of them were rented a house in town or were buying cars. For myself, I was going for training. Anywhere I see training on my field, I will go. If I went to Portugal for training, people are telling me, why can't you build a house with this money or do something? But I went and learned a software on water resources engineering. And when I came back, very few of us were doing that in Abuja. And that kept me busy. Some of them will stay 1 year without a project. I don't think there is any month I don't have 2 or 3 projects to handle. And I was going up and down, very busy in Abuja working. Private companies, government work, I was here and there working. And God helped me. That's how God began to open doors for me. Some estate in Abuja, I designed their water projects along with my own office work, and I was making it. So I was very good in water, and before you know it, I was even elected the chairman for Abuja Water Engineers, which I served. First vice chairman for 2 years, and later Abuja Water Engineers chairman. And that gave me opportunity to make a lot of contacts here and there. And let me also say, in works and housing, as I said, it was like a Yoruba issue, as they say. But God gave me favor. There was a project in Federal Medical Center, Yola. A lot of people will go, there is no water in the Federal Medical Center. Will go and try and come back. They would sing money, no water. One day the director called me and said, I think Engineer Ladi Posto called me and said, I'm sending you to Federal Medical Center, Yola. I was at level 9, I think, that time. And even as level 15, I've gone there and came back without result. Say, go. I said, okay, just go and meet another engineer, Ojiro, there. He will hand over to you. Ojiro was level 14. At level 9, I went to Federal Medical Center, Yola. He said, okay, Joshua, they say it's you that will handle this project after we have tried. Take the file. I said, can you bring me what? I say, no. Take the file. Do whatever you can do. I'll take you to a medical director. I went to the chief medical director. He said, okay, your hotel is there. All the food you eat, all the drink, anything you want, take. A car will be taking you to and from. I said, okay. I went there. Who is the contractor doing the job? Who is it? It's a kind of a desert. No water there whatsoever. We need to do a productive borehole there. They have tried several times, not. And with my knowledge, with my practice, with the training I've been attending, I went there, did my job. So I was guiding the contractor. They were telling him, do this. I would say, no, if you do that, you will not succeed. Do this. And that's how I'll go have it in 3 weeks. There was a lot of water in Federal Center. So that they even bring media for coverage. And that's how it was successfully done. And the chief medical director asked me, how did you go back? How did you come? I say by road. He said, I'll go and get a flight for him. That was the first flight I got. He paid for my flight, Yola to Abuja. And when I came back to the ministry, every complicated project now, they will ask me. I did that in Osuka. I did that in Irua Specialist Hospital. Wherever water was difficult to find, they will send me there, and it was successful. And that opened doors for me. Thank you, and God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the story of the career path that God gave him, and the blessings that began to come. First is the problem of accommodation. When he eventually landed in Suleja, his wife was waiting in the next street. Hasn't met her yet, but that story is coming. Is it true that the steps of the righteous person, they are ordered by the Lord? You are seeing the proof of it yourself. But career. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 29. If you see a man who is diligent in his job, he will stand before kings and not before men. While other colleagues of Joshua were buying cars and building houses, whatever money he got, he's pursuing further knowledge. He's attending courses. Went all the way to Portugal. What he learned, by the time he came back, only few of them. You had the testimony. Senior people went to Federal Medical Center, Yola, they couldn't find the water. The knowledge that he had made a difference. Now he became the person that will be said to go and solve difficult problems. Telling you the truth, ladies and gentlemen, seek ye first the kingdom of God. That is the most important thing you can do for yourself. Put God first. While other people were buying cars, God was telling him, go to course. Improve yourself. Go here, go to that course. Lift yourself up. Do computer. It has paid off tremendously. More of this story is coming. Whoever you are, the wisdom of God and the direction of God is what you need in your life. Joseph transferred the wealth of Egypt to Pharaoh. Everything they had was sold to Pharaoh because of his ability to manage, which he learned in the house of Potiphar, to manage affairs, manage business. I stop there. You need Jesus in your life. He himself is the repository of wisdom and knowledge. What is impossible for other people to know, God will teach you. God will show you. What direction to go, the shortcut to wealth, God will give it to you. As we're talking, none of those his colleagues can compare to him now because he listened to God. In the same way, if you put Jesus first in your life, he will lift you up. There's nobody who served God faithfully in the Bible, and God left them where he met them. There's nobody like that in the Bible. Your own story also will not be different. If you give your life to Jesus today, in whatever way you look at it, today will be the lowest point of your life. From this point, God will take you up. Humble yourself. Watch that my clip that is coming up. The challenge. Pray the prayer in it with me, and God will save you. God will dust you up. God will exhibit you to the world. Thank you for tuning in again today. Please do not forget to subscribe to this our channel. Promote what God is doing. Take us higher, and God also will take you higher. Thank you.